Great to see him back.
All four bullfighters converge to help.
Y'all ever seen a cowboy fly? Well, hang on to your hats, folks, because we're about to round up the wildest rides where these professional cowboys got sent soaring by the meanest bulls in the business. 20. Marco Iguchi by Big Black Cat.
Title was this guy right here,
Man,
Marco Iguchi.
He's got the bull to do it all tonight too. Big Black Cat pulling on him.
Well, Marco Iguchi must have thought he was auditioning for a bull riding circus when he met Big Black Cat. This old bruiser didn't just buck Marco off, he launched him like he had springs in his hooves. Big Black's got a reputation for being as unpredictable as a rattlesnake in a rocking chair, and he sure lived up to it when Marco climbed aboard. The showdown happened at the PBR World Finals, where the stakes are higher than a hawk's nest. Marco, with his usual grit and determination, held on tight, but Big Black had other plans. Just a few seconds into the ride, Big Black gave a twist and a buck that sent Marco flying like he was shot out of a cannon.
Hanging on to him for a long time, and let me tell you, this bull does not make it any better.
The crowd went wild, and Marco hit the dirt with a thud that echoed across the arena. But don't you worry none about Marco. He bounced back like the tough cowboy he is. This ride might have sent him airborne, but it didn't break his spirit. He dusted himself off, tipped his hat to Big Black, and got right back in the saddle. That's the cowboy way after all. 19. Chase Outlaw by Night Sweats. Now, if you thought bulls couldn't have a sense of humor, you ain't met Night Sweats. This bull's got a knack for turning rodeo dreams into nightmares, and Chase Outlaw found that out the hard way.
Dispatches Outlaw with prejudice.
And this bull's got some stuff to him right around the corner.
In the Oklahoma City 15-15 bucking battle, Night Sweats decided it was time to give Chase a one-way ticket to the sky. Chase Outlaw, known for his grit and guts, strapped in and looked ready to conquer. But Night Sweats had other plans. As soon as that gate swung open, it was like watching a bad dream unfold. The bull gave a bone-rattling buck, and just when Chase thought he could hang on, Night Sweats twisted and launched him like a 150-pound frisbee. The crowd gasped as Chase sailed through the air, arms flailing like he was trying to catch a passing cloud. He hit the dirt with a thud that made the arena shake, but true to his name, Chase Outlaw got up, brushed off the dust, and gave Night Sweats a nod of respect.
150-pound frisbee as he went flying back into the steel. The bull.
Chase may have been flung like a trash bag, but he proved once again why he's one of the toughest cowboys in the game. This wild ride was just another chapter in his never-ending saga of rodeo resilience. 18. Dalton Casel tossed by Montana Jacket.
This is what in the bull riding world we call rank. That bull fired right there. And look, this is a nasty looking wreck.
Dalton Casel thought he had the 2022 PBR Finals in the bag until Montana Jacket decided to turn the script on its head. This bull ain't named after a rugged piece of clothing for nothing. When Dalton climbed on, it was like strapping himself to a tornado wrapped in leather. At the PBR Finals, where every ride can make or break a Cowboys season, Dalton looked poised and ready. The gate opened, and Montana Jacket shot out like a missile, bucking and twisting with a vengeance. Dalton held on tight, riding like his life depended on it. But Montana Jacket wasn't about to let him off easy. With a sudden and fierce jerk, the bull sent Dalton flying through the air. Dalton wasn't quite ready to leave the rope yet, and he kept flying with every move the bull made. The crowd held their breath as Dalton soared, arms flailing like he was trying to swim through the sky. He crashed into the dirt, leaving a trail of dust and gasps from the audience. But Dalton, tough as an old boot, shook off the fall, stood up, and went walking to the safe side like nothing had happened.
Right there, and look, this is a nasty looking wreck.
Montana Jacket might have tossed Dalton like a sack of potatoes, but it didn't break his spirit. He's one cowboy who knows how to take a licking and keep on ticking, proving once again that the rodeo ain't for the faint of heart. 17. Cochise bucks off Colton Jesse.
One on him.
In the rough and tumble world of bull riding, 7.93 seconds can feel like a lifetime, especially when you're tangling with a beast like Cochise. Colton Jesse found himself in this very predicament during round 2 of the 2018 25th PBR. Cochise, a bull with a reputation for launching cowboys sky high, was ready to show Colton who's boss. The gate swung open and Colton was off, gripping tight and digging in.
He's gonna, these are the tracks he's in every time. If you can make it to this point right here.
Cochise, though, had a different plan. He twisted, bucked, and spun with the ferocity of a tornado on steroids. Colton, showing his true grit, hung on like it was nothing as the clock ticked closer to that elusive 8-second mark. Just as the crowd started to believe Colton might actually make it, Cochise delivered a move so fierce it was like watching a rodeo magic trick. With a mighty kick and a twist, Cochise sent Colton flying through the air at 7.93 seconds, just a hair's breadth from victory. The crowd roared as Colton hit the dirt, a testament to the power and unpredictability of this formidable bull.
Yeah, and that's the book on Cochise. All the guys know it. These are the tracks he's in every time. If you can make it to this point right here.
Colton might have been bucked off, but he proved he's got the guts to go head to head with the best. Cochise may have won this round, but Colton's spirit remained unbroken, ready for the next showdown. 16. Stetson Lawrence hit by Total Bull. When you hear the name Total Bull, you know you're in for a wild ride. And Stetson Lawrence found that firsthand at the 2013 PBR Built Ford Tough World Finals in Las Vegas. The championship round is where legends are made and bones are broken. And Stetson had a front row seat to Total Bull's chaos. The gate swung open, and Total Bull came out bucking like he had something to prove.
I can't believe he makes this ride. I want you to take a look at how far his rope slips back. Now you want it to be right behind their front legs. You want it to come straight up.
Stetson, a professional cowboy with nerves of steel, gripped the rope and prepared for the ride of his life. For a few seconds, it looked like he might just tame this beast, but Total Bull wasn't having any of it. With a sudden, bone-rattling twist and a powerful kick, Total Bull sent Stetson into the air like a boomerang. As if being flung wasn't enough, Stetson hit the dirt only to get another smack from Total Bull, adding insult to injury. The crowd gasped as Stetson took the hit, rolling away from the angry bull. But in true cowboy fashion, Stetson got back up, dusted off his chaps, and gave a nod to the beast that sent him flying. Total Bull might have won the battle, but Stetson Lawrence showed the heart of a warrior. This hit was a harsh reminder that in the world of bull riding, even the toughest cowboys can be humbled by a Total Bull. 15. Smooth Operator bucks off Jose Vitor Lemmy. When it comes to bucking bulls, Smooth Operator is the equivalent of a seasoned prize fighter. At the 2019 Music City Knockout in Nashville, Tennessee, this bull proved why he's at the top of the game by earning an impressive 46.25 point score and sending Jose Vitor Lemmy flying. Jose Vitor Lemmy, a champion rider with a list of accolades longer than a country mile, climbed aboard Smooth Operator with the kind of confidence only a top-tier cowboy can muster. But Smooth Operator had a different plan. As soon as that gate swung open, this bull exploded out of the chute like a rocket, bucking and twisting with the ferocity that left the crowd in awe. For just 3.7 grueling seconds, Jose held on, showing his skill and determination. But Smooth Operator, living up to his name, executed a perfectly timed maneuver that sent Jose airborne. The crowd watched in stunned silence as Jose tumbled through the air. Jose landed on his 2 feet despite the big buck and brushed off the dust of defeat. This bull had not only won the battle, but also earned the title of top bull of the event with his impressive score. Smooth Operator's performance that day was a masterclass in bull riding prowess. He proved once again why he's one of the most formidable bulls in the circuit, reminding everyone that even the best cowboys can be humbled by a true champion. 14. Jess Lockwood against Big Black. Jess Lockwood is a name that stands tall in rodeo history, but even legends have their rough days, and for Jess, the 2019 Green Bay Invitational was one of them. Going toe-to-toe with the infamous Big Black, Jess had his sights set on victory. Instead, he got a first-hand lesson in humility. As Jess strapped in, the crowd buzzed with anticipation.
Gets Lockwood raised up and behind before he ever gets turned back. So now he's fighting, trying to get there, but too much power out of Big Black.
Big Black, known for his brute strength and unpredictable nature, stood ready to deliver a show. The gate burst open, and Big Black bolted out with the fury of 1,000 storms. Jess, with his usual grit and determination, held on tight, riding with the precision of a seasoned pro. With a ferocious buck and a wicked twist, the bull sent Jess flying through the air. It was a sight to behold, Jess flailing like a tumbleweed caught in a gust. He hit the dirt hard, the arena echoing with the sound of his fall. The crowd's gasps turned to silence, then erupted in applause as Jess got back to his feet, dusting off the dirt and appreciating the bull that bested him. This dramatic buck-off handed the win to Cooper Davis, who clinched victory thanks to Jess's airborne escapade. But in true cowboy fashion, Jess took it all in stride. He showed the crowd that even the best can be bested, and it's all part of the game. Big Black might have won this round, but Jess Lockwood's spirit remains unbroken, ready for the next ride. It's all in a day's work for these fearless cowboys. 13. Stormy Wings Scary Wreck on Cajun Blast.
See it right here, Cajun Ranch, Blast from Circle T Ranch. Oh boy, guys.
Stormy Wing, with his name as fitting as a lightning bolt, faced a storm of a different kind at the Winston-Salem Invitational. Cajun Blast, a bull with a reputation for delivering devastating rides, was about to show why he's earned such a fearsome reputation.
And hits him hard. He has a rough landing, a head point landing like that, scary. But I will say, when they was...
In the heart-pounding moments before the gate opened, the crowd could feel the tension in the air. Stormy, known for his fearless riding and unyielding determination, mounted Cajun Blast, ready for what he hoped would be another victory. The gate swung open, and Cajun Blast erupted out with the kind of explosive energy that can turn a bull ride into a roller coaster of chaos. From the get-go, Cajun Blast bucked with a raw intensity that rattled the arena. Stormy, giving it his all, struggled to stay on as the bull twisted and spun with a vengeance. But then Cajun Blast made a move so sudden and violent that it sent Stormy flying. The cowboy was thrown through the air and hit the ground hard, his body crumpling in a way that made the crowd's collective breath catch in their throats. The scariest moment came next. Stormy lay motionless on the arena floor, knocked out cold by the impact.
Ride was his feet's loose, and it brings him from the outside to the inside. and hits him hard. He has a rough landing, a head point landing like this.
Medics rushed to his side as the crowd looked on in stunned silence. It was a harrowing scene with the whole arena holding its breath. Thankfully, Stormy Wing was quickly attended to and eventually made a recovery. Cajun Blast may have knocked him out cold, but Stormy's courage and determination continued to inspire. 12. Derek Kolbaba on Far West.
Derek Kolbaba, who at times has
Well, let me tell you about Derek Kolbaba's little rodeo romance with a bull named Far West back in Albuquerque, 2019. Picture this, a sunny day, the smell of popcorn and dust in the air, and Kolbaba sitting pretty on Far West, thinking he's got this ride in the bag. But oh, how the mighty do fall. Now, Far West ain't your average bull. This beast is a mix of raw power and pure attitude. The kind of bull that wakes up and chooses violence every day. From the moment the gate swung open, it was clear Far West had plans, and they didn't include playing nice. Kolbaba held on tight, but Far West had other ideas. It was like watching a tornado toss a tumbleweed. 1 second, Kolbaba's on top, and the next, he's flipped upside down, doing a mid-air somersault that'd make an Olympic gymnast jealous. And let me tell ya, the landing was anything but graceful. Kolbaba hit the dirt hard, and Far West wasn't done making his point. With a flick of those powerful haunches, Kolbaba was airborne again, sailing through the air. Well, that's one way to catch some air. When the dust finally settled, Kolbaba was left picking himself up off the ground, probably wondering if he'd been hit by a bull or a freight train. And Far West? He just strutted around the arena like he owned the place. Kolbaba might be one tough cowboy, but that day, Far West reminded everyone who's really boss in the rodeo ring. 11. Smooth Operator versus Ezekiel Mitchell. All right, buckle up, folks. We're talking about Ezekiel Mitchell's wild ride with the one and only Smooth Operator in 2020. If you're not familiar with Smooth Operator, let me enlighten ya. This bull's a legend in the PBR, known for sending cowboys flying like they're auditioning for a new Cirque du Soleil act. And poor Ezekiel, well, he got a first-hand experience of Smooth Operator's unique brand of hospitality.
Here, and I'm telling you. Did I say Heartbreak Kid might be the front runner?
Right, exactly. Would you like to change?
The gate bursts open, and Smooth Operator rockets out like he's got a personal vendetta. Right from the get-go, you could tell Smooth Operator had a bone to pick, and Ezekiel was just along for the wildest ride of his life. Now, Ezekiel ain't no rookie, but even the best get humbled. Smooth Operator did this wicked twist and buck combo that had Ezekiel clutching for his life. It was like trying to hang on to a greased up mechanical bull on turbo mode. The crowd watched in awe as Ezekiel performed an unintentional acrobatics routine, courtesy of Smooth Operator's raw power and mean streak.
Even for 94.
Can't get behind.
Then came the moment everyone remembers. Smooth Operator launched Ezekiel into the air with the kind of force that'd make a space shuttle jealous. Ezekiel went flying, arms and legs flailing like he was auditioning for the next Spider-Man movie. He landed with a thud that made everyone wince, but give the man credit. He got up, dusted himself off, and walked away with his pride somewhat intact. 10. JB Mauney versus Bushwhacker. Well, let me spin you a tale about one of the wildest showdowns in bull riding history. JB Mauney taking on the infamous Bushwhacker at the 2012 PBR in Springfield. Now, if you ain't familiar with Bushwhacker, you must have been living under a rock. Cause this bull ain't just a legend, he's the bull that other bulls look up to. So there we were, championship round, the crowd on the edge of their seats, and Monty sitting atop Bushwhacker like he's about to ride off into the sunset. Spoiler alert, that sunset ride was more like a catapult launch. The gate swung open, and Bushwhacker came out like a bat out of hell, bucking and twisting with the fury of a tornado on a mission. Monty, bless his brave heart, hung on like a champ, but Bushwhacker wasn't having it. Bushwhacker did a series of bone-rattling bucks and spins that'd make a roller coaster look like a kiddie ride.
Heartbreak.
The crowd watched in awe as Monty held on, defying gravity and sanity all at once. Then came the moment of truth. Bushwhacker pulled one of his signature moves, a twist and a leap that sent Monty flying through the air. Monty hit the dirt hard and Bushwhacker strutted around like the king he is, knowing he'd just delivered one of the best rides and wrecks of the night. The bull score? A whopping 47 points. That's right, folks. 47 points of pure, unadulterated bull power. Bushwhacker showed why he's considered one of the greatest. And Monty, well, he showed why he's one of the toughest. Getting up after a wreck like that ain't just about strength. It's about heart. And Monty's got it in spades. 9. Dakota Batar on concealed carry.
That was not.
Alright, saddle up, folks. Let me take y'all back to the 2019 PBR World Finals Round 1. Our cowboy in question is Dakota Batar, a man who ain't afraid to take on the meanest bulls in the arena. But on this particular day, he met his match with a bull named Concealed Carry. And let me tell ya, this wreck was one for the books. Dakota Batar, looking determined and ready, climbs on top of Concealed Carry.
Gonna show him the front of the chute, give him a real close look at that, and then a...
Now, Concealed is a beast of a powerhouse, packing a punch like a freight train with an attitude. The gate flies open, and Concealed Carry explodes out of there like he's got a score to settle. Batar's holding on, riding high, but it's clear from the get-go this bull's got some tricks up his sleeve. Within seconds, Concealed Carry delivers a brutal buck that launches Batar straight into the air like he's auditioning for a new space program. But here's the kicker, literally. Concealed Carry ain't satisfied with just tossing Batar. Nope, this bull had a point to make. Batar gets slammed right into the chutes with a force that'd make a linebacker jealous. The impact was so fierce, you could practically hear the collective gasp of the crowd echo through the arena. Now, you've got to give it to Batar. The man's tougher than a $2 steak. He got up, shaken but not broken, and walked away from that wreck with the kind of grit that makes Cowboys legends. Concealed Carry strutted around the ring, his job done, looking like he owned the place. And in that moment, he sure did. 8. Kayiki Pacheco on Chucky.
Second to get out of there. We'll get back to that. He took a shot, didn't he?
Let me tell you the tale of Kayiki Pacheco's run-in with a bull named Chucky at the Seattle Invitational. This wasn't just any old bull ride. It was a downright rodeo catastrophe that'll make your spine tingle and your boots quake.
You know, he can go straight and still be really ranker, but when he finds a direction...
Now, Kayiki Pacheco ain't no stranger to the arena. But even the best have their days, and round 1 of the Seattle Invitational was about to become one of those unforgettable wrecks. Enter Chucky, a bull with an attitude bigger than Texas, and a chip on his shoulder the size of a boulder. As that gate swung open, Chucky blasted out of there like a bull possessed, bucking and twisting with the ferocity of a cyclone. Pacheco held on, showing his mettle, but it didn't take long to realize Chucky had some other plans. With a wild kick and a savage twist, Chucky sent Pacheco down to the dirt. The crowd gasped, and I reckon a few hearts skipped a beat as Pacheco hit the ground hard. But in true Cowboy fashion, Pacheco gets back on his feet, shaking off the dust and the pain, showing the kind of resilience that makes legends in this sport. 7. Red Demon's powerful show sends flying Joao Ricardo Vieira.
But guess what? Red Demon.
Alright folks, grab your popcorn and settle in, cause I'm about to spin you a yarn about one of the wildest rides the PBR's ever seen. We're talking about Red Demon's jaw-dropping performance against Joao Ricardo Vieira in the championship round of the 2024 PBR Unleash the Beast. Now, if that ain't a mouthful, just wait till you hear what went down in the arena. Red Demon exploded out of the chute with the kind of ferocity that makes you wonder if he's got jet fuel running through his veins. Vieira held on to conquer yet another beast, but it quickly became clear he was in for the ride of his life. Red Demon wasn't just bucking, he was unleashing a 47-point fury that had the crowd on their feet and jaws dropping faster than a cowboy at a saloon showdown. Vieira fought valiantly, but Red Demon was on a mission, and that mission was to send him flying. And fly he did. Red Demon launched Vieira into the air with the kind of force that'd make a rocket jealous. But he couldn't get Vieira to eat dirt as he walked off the arena in true cowboy spirit.
And hopefully watching at home wants it to happen.
So next time you hear someone talking about wild rides and unforgettable wrecks, you remember Red Demon and Joao Ricardo Vieira in Houston 2024. It's not just about the score, it's about the spectacle, the spirit, and the sheer determination that makes bull riding the greatest show on dirt. 6. Lawson Knobs versus Sky Harbor.
Sky Harbor tries to turn out the lights.
Next up, we're talking about Lawson Knobs' airborne adventure with a bull named Sky Harbor back in 2019 at the Tacoma Invitational. If you think bull riding is all fun and games, this tale's gonna set you straight quicker than a snake bite. When that gate swung open, Sky Harbor exploded out of there. Knobs was holding on tight, his hat pulled down low, eyes focused. But it didn't take long to see that Sky Harbor had something spatial planned.
To come that close on this bull, nobody likes this bull from a rider standpoint.
The bull was bucking and twisting with a vengeance, and Knobs was hanging on like a cowboy possessed. Then came the moment everyone remembers. Sky Harbor gave a wicked twist followed by a buck so powerful, it was like the ground itself was trying to shake Knobs off. The force of that move sent Knobs flying through the air. The crowd gasped, and I swear you could hear the whoosh as he sailed through the air, headed for a rough landing in the dirt. Knobs hit the ground hard, dust flying up in a cloud around him. But give the man credit, he got up, dusted himself off, and walked away. Sky Harbor strutted around the arena, head held high, knowing he just delivered one hell of a show. That day in Tacoma, Sky Harbor reminded everyone that sometimes the bulls aren't just here to buck, they're here to send a cowboy flying like a bird out of a cage. 5. Brendan Eldred tossed by Nicky Dash.
Eldred coming for sure. Slung down.
Alright folks, grab your hats and hold on to your seats, cause I'm about to spin a story about one of the wildest rides from the 2019 Iron Cowboy event. We're talking Brendan Eldred and his hair-raising encounter with a bull named Nicky Dash. If you think bull riding's just a hop, skip, and a jump, this tale's gonna give you a new appreciation for the term getting tossed.
And in his career.
That should show, guys, though, if they go at him like Dirt Eater just did.
Brendan Eldred, a cowboy with a heart as big as Texas and the guts to match, was up against Nicky Dash. The Iron Cowboy event is no place for the faint of heart, and as Eldred settled onto Nicky Dash, the tension was thicker than a Sunday gravy. Nicky Dash exploded out like a bottle rocket on New Year's Eve, bucking and twisting with the fury of a storm. Eldred held on tight, eyes locked on the horizon, but it didn't take long to see that Nicky Dash had a plan, an airborne plan. The bull's moves were wild, unpredictable, and stronger than a runaway thief breaking out of jail. Within seconds, Nicky Dash launched into a series of bucks and spins that sent Eldred into the air. It wasn't just a simple toss. It was a full-blown ejection that had Eldred flying higher than a kite in a spring breeze. Eldred hit the dirt hard, but he got back on his feet, shaking off the hit like it was just another day at the office. Nicky Dash, on the other hand, strutted around that arena knowing he'd just shown everyone exactly why bulls run the show in these parts. 4. Matt Triplett versus Al Capone.
Columbia Falls, Montana. He needs you. Oh no! Oh my!
In round 1 of the 2015 PBR BFTS Express Employment Professionals Invitational in Charlotte, North Carolina, Matt Triplett faced off against the formidable bull Al Capone. As the gate swung open, Al Capone unleashed a torrent of bucking fury, each twist and kick more aggressive than the last. Triplett, gritting his teeth and hanging on, was about to experience just how dangerous this bull could be.
Hung up a little bit.
The ride started off intense, but things quickly escalated as Al Capone delivered a vicious twist that sent Triplett hurtling into the air. As Triplett came crashing down, Al Capone was waiting with a powerful hit that sent the Cowboy slamming into the ground with a bone-jarring impact. The collision left Triplett visibly shaken, clutching his side as he tried to get back on his feet. The crowd watched in stunned silence as Al Capone strutted around the arena, having made his point clear. The wreck served as a stark reminder of the dangers of bull riding, leaving Triplett to walk away with a story of bravery and the harsh realities of the sport. 3. Fabiano Vieira sustains concussion after winning ride. Fabiano Vieira is no stranger to high-stakes bull riding, but the 15-15 bucking battle in Nampa, Idaho took things to a whole nother level. Facing off against Cowtown Slinger, a bull known for his fierce bucking and powerful moves, Fabiano delivered a ride that was both thrilling and harrowing.
And Old Fort Days is the best at finding a way.
The crowd at the event was buzzing with anticipation as Fabiano mounted Cowtown Slinger. When the gate flew open, Cowtown Slinger erupted from the chute with a fury that would make a cyclone look tame. Fabiano, with his trademark skill and determination, hung on tight, riding like he was born for this moment. The bull twisted, spun, and bucked with all its might, but Fabiano stayed in the saddle, presenting an incredible display of balance and grit. After 8 seconds of intense action, Fabiano was greeted by the roar of the crowd. He had scored a solid 89.25 points, earning him a well-deserved victory in the 15-15 bucking battle. But the celebration was short-lived. As Fabiano was about to dismount, Cowtown Slinger gave a strong buck that swung Fabiano into the air and down with a thud. Medics rushed to his side as Fabiano, dazed and disoriented, was evaluated for a concussion. The sight of a champion being treated for a concussion was a sobering reminder of the risks involved in this high-octane sport. Fabiano's victory was hard-earned, but it came at a cost. Despite the concussion, his courage and determination shone through.
Whatever it takes to get a guy on the ground.
Another rider.
Proving once again why he's one of the most respected Cowboys in the PBR. 2. Bodacious versus Scott Breeding, 1995 NFR.
Down in there, Scotty, right there, bull. Go, Scott. Look out. Well, ladies.
When it comes to jaw-dropping bull riding moments, Bodacious versus Scott Breeding at the 1995 National Finals Rodeo takes the cake. Bodacious, known as the Bad to the Bone Bull, was infamous for his bone-crushing bucks and wild rides. Scott Breeding, a professional rider, faced the challenge with bravado. But what happened next was nothing short of extraordinary. As the gate opened, Bodacious unleashed his trademark fury, bucking and spinning with a vengeance. Scott held on, determined to conquer the beast, but Bodacious had other plans. With a series of brutal moves, the bull launched Scott into the air with such force that he seemed to defy gravity. Scott flew through the sky, arms and legs flailing, before crashing into the dirt. The impact was so violent it sent shockwaves through the audience. This moment is etched in bull riding history as one of the most spectacular and dangerous rides ever witnessed.
This is a bull we talk about always being to the right. He goes to the right, but Joe's riding him through that, so he just changes it up.
Bodacious's power and Scott's fearless attempt to ride him created a scene that perfectly encapsulated the wild, untamed spirit of professional bull riding. 1. Dylan Smith, launched by Stretch.
Gets in the air, gonna find him a spot out there about 3 or 4 jumps and come to the right should.
In the world of bull riding, some moments are so dramatic that they seem straight out of a Wild West movie. Dylan Smith's ride on Stretch at the 2019 Kansas City event was one such moment, where the action reached new heights, literally. The crowd at the Kansas City event was buzzing with excitement as Dylan Smith mounted Stretch, a bull known for his explosive power and bucking. As the gate swung open, Stretch charged out with a fury that sent shockwaves through the arena. Dylan, known for his determination and skill, held on tight, but Stretch had to prove otherwise. With a sudden and violent burst, Stretch bucked with such force that Dylan was catapulted into the air like a human cannonball.
And then a big look to the right, back around to the left, and that's the thing with this bull.
The audience watched as Dylan soared through the air, his body twisting and turning in a chaotic ballet of bull riding. It was a heart-stopping sight as Dylan flew high above the arena before crashing back to earth with a resounding thud. The impact was so jarring, it left the crowd gasping in unison. Medics quickly attended to Dylan as he lay on the ground, the severity of the throw evident in the way he hit the dirt. It was a scary landing for Dylan. And there you have it, folks. Those moments when cowboys turned into human projectiles and bulls showing they've got the real power. Bull riding ain't just a sport. It's a high-flying, heart-stopping spectacle where every ride is a wild adventure.